Welcome back to our next indie horror game, Fingerbones. This was an early game from David Szymanski, otherwise known as the Dusk Dev, who has also made such wonderfully trippy and bizarre games as Pony Factory, Squirrel Stapler, Chop Goblins, good stuff. And of course, Dusk. But this was all the way back in 2014 for him. We're going back a whole decade for this one, so here we go. Intended to be completed in a single sitting, and there is no save function. It's suggested you set aside about half an hour to complete it. Alright, here we go. We found ourselves in some sort of empty building here. Looks like it used to be an office that's now abandoned, or maybe a house, but it doesn't really look like, I don't know. I'm not sure what this was meant to be. That door's locked. It's very good detail, even though it's, somewhat low res. Like the light rays coming in the windows and the dust in the air, like, really illustrates that nobody's been here in a very long time. Whatever this place is or was. Alright. This looks like some sort of generator here. Not sure what to do with that yet. Giant cobwebs everywhere. Oh, here we go. What is this? Oh, we got a note. When I was 15 years old, I lost my virginity. I shook uncontrollably the entire time. I felt that same primal excitement yesterday night in the cellar. Okay. Got here knives stuck in the table. Books. This is another note. Yeah. It's my weekend to get Katie, but I'm not really in the mood. I distracted her with the TV and came here to read. I couldn't interest myself in reading, so I tried to write. I couldn't write anything more than the usual handful of disconnected thoughts and theories. Medication didn't help, and divorce certainly didn't help. Because I am not depressed, I am enlightened. This is the result of 2 decades of scientific education and philosophical pondering. This is the price of knowledge. Okay. So I'm gonna ask the obvious question here. Are we the person who wrote these notes? Or are we someone else who's just accidentally stumbled across this long abandoned structure? Okay, what is that? The cursor kind of lights up on important things. It gets a little bigger. That looks like some kind of keyboard, but it doesn't do anything. Oh, we got another note. It appears to be a page from a manuscript. Pop morality is too reliant on emotions and not reliant enough on rational thought. If morality must be determined, and I maintain that it is a farce, it should not be determined by feeling. Feelings are nebulous, subjective, and changeable. Rather, it should be determined by thinking. The actions of a natural creature are natural, and thus moral, unless a concrete scientific reason can be given to prove them as immoral. I don't even know where to start pointing out all the holes in that theory, but alright. Oh, what's that? Oh, flashlight. I like it. That's some kind of weird indentation in the wall here. note. I don't know why I'd use my daughter's name as a door lock code in my survival bunker, but whatever keeps her happy, I suppose. She's like her mother, a delicate, fragile version of her mother. Damn her. So that's what this was. It was a survival bunker. But the question remains, are we the person that built it, or are we just someone that stumbled onto it long after it was abandoned? Okay. Yeah, that definitely looks like there's a generator of some kind. Is that a button? There we go. Alright, what did that do? What did that do? Did it... Oh, there's a glowing red light over here now. Oh, it lit the keyboard up. What does it want me to... Oh, he said it was his daughter's name was the password, so... Katie? Alright. Did that unlock this door over here? There we go. Oh, we weren't even actually... I'm not even sure that was the actual bunker. That was just the... The bunker is down here, or is it down there? That one's locked. That one's locked. Another note. It finally happened. The whole world is chaos of thunder and screams, and when the ashes settle, we will all be wild animals again. I am ecstatic beyond words. I haven't been able to reach Lynn for several days, and she's probably dead for all I know or care. The Katie was here when it started, and I have no idea what to do with her. Most of the town is dead. Katie and I only survived because we ran to the bunker. Perhaps this is what I've needed. Freedom from all the irrational rules and inane social values. Just pure, beautiful survival. Okay. This guy's a little cuckoo. I'm already worried for the daughter, because he seems to be falling under the very common, like, belief of survivalists that, you know, surviving an apocalyptic event would be dramatic and exciting and, you know, fun, and it really wouldn't be at all. It's gonna be hard and fucking horrible and violent and awful and a bunch of other words I can't think of right now. Locked. Still locked. Oh, here's another note. I boxed up everything that isn't practical or useful. I burned all the books that weren't for scientific education. I'd like to store the boxes in the cellar, but I can't get them down the ladder by myself. I just piled them up near the hatch. The blood would probably ruin them anyway. What the fuck? Oh, there's another one. The tool room has been her name for years now, and I can't bring myself to change it. Her who? Lan? I'm assuming Lan is the ex-wife. Okay, so this guy's divorced. He had his daughter with him, having a weekend with her. What the fuck? Alright, moving on. Anyway, so he had his daughter with him, his weekend with her or whatever, and some sort of apocalyptic shit happened, and they only survived because they ran to this survival bunker that he already had in place. But this guy seems to have very delusional, like, now, like, he's, you know, he's saying really unsettling shit, like, you know, we're free from the inane values of society, just pure, beautiful survival. Like, saying shit like that makes me worried for your daughter, man. Alright. Let's try Lan, the wife's name. See if that works to unlock anything. we get... There was 2 notes over here. Did we read them both? Yeah, that's the one about the tool room. That's the one about the bugs. Okay, we got them both. Yeah, I got that door open. Awesome. That table's got blood on it. Here's a note. She remembered Father's Day and drew me a picture. I don't... There's that fucking child crying again. She can't still be here. If the father's dead and the daughter was left behind, she would be dead by now, or at least gone. She wouldn't still be here alive. I mean... Anyway, she remembered Father's Day and drew me a picture. I don't understand her. She's just like her mother. She wants to waste time drawing pictures, and we're barely able to find enough food to survive. I turned her crayons into candles. We need more candles in case the generator goes out again, and it helps break up the monotony. I yearned for the excitement of those first few weeks. Oh, shit. That's what happened. At first, the apocalypse, you know, the world ended, and first he was all, like, you know, super excited, let's go Walking Dead mode, you know, dramatic, exciting survival, and then the first few weeks passed, and it got boring. And he realized that the apocalypse was not going to be what he thought it was. And now he's kind of starting to, like, turn on his daughter. He's like, I don't know what to do with her. I don't understand her. She wants to waste time drawing pictures. She made you a picture for Father's Day, asshole. And you took all her crayons away and fucking turned them into candles because you... I get it, you need candles in the fucking apocalypse, you know, but still. You don't need to be an asshole to her. She's just being a kid. Like, she probably doesn't even... I don't know how old she is, but... She wants to waste time drawing pictures. Waste time as opposed to doing what? The world is dead. The apocalypse happened. It's over. I mean, what is there to do except find ways to break up the fucking, you know... There are things I've wanted to do for years. Desires I've kept locked in the back of my consciousness. It's been nearly a year since I've seen a woman, and now I realize there's no practical reason to keep those desires locked up anymore. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Oh, God, if I wasn't worried for his daughter before, I am now. He's stuck down here with her. It's been a year since he's... Oh, no. No, don't tell me you're suggesting what I think you are. Oh, that's fucked up. God, I hope I'm reading that subtext wrong. Tell me this guy did not turn on his daughter sexually because there was no other option in, you know, the apocalyptic world. Fuck. That's nothing. That's locked. It's all fucking nothing there. There's another note. I changed the storage room code to something I can easily remember. NNY. The rest of the word is missing. NNYL? Is it land backwards? Is that what is that the tip? Alright, let's go back up there and try that one for a password. That'll probably unlock that. But I haven't seen any password to get that open yet. There we go. There we go. I got that one up. Alright, what do we got here? Oh, there's a button. Wonder what that did. What's this? I am a bag of DNA, and I exist to make more of myself. I married and produced a daughter because my genes demand reproduction. I wrote books and created because creativity served a survival advantage to my ancient ape ancestors. I built this place, took refuge in it, and spent hours thinking up silly little artificial laws to live by because my forefathers built cities and societies to allow time and peace to reproduce and to protect their genes. Dreams, loves, opinions, desires, beauty, innocence, figments of our collective primordial imagination. Fleeting electrical signals that fire across our synapses for a pointless moment in time. They used to serve a purpose, and now they are needless confusion. And here I am, the last man on Earth for all I know, ready to be freed from them. Oh, she's cracked up. This dude's cracked the fuck up. Alright, so what did that fucking button do? I didn't hear anything open or unlock. That's still locked. There's nothing back here. Wait, I wonder if it opened... I wonder if it did something with that hatch back there in the wall. Or that depression. Yeah, it did. It opened it up. Alright, what do we got in here? Huge bloodstain and Fingerbones. The cellar is freedom. You telling me the password to unlock the cellar is freedom? Is that what you're saying? Tell me those aren't your daughter's fingers, sir. I still don't know if we're actually the father or just somebody else. Oh, hold on. There we go. Alright. Maybe the cellar will answer our question. There we go. Alright. Oh my god. There's only enough food for one, so she's going to die anyway, and I'm free now. Freedom. It took the end of all humanity for me to find freedom. He killed his daughter. Jesus Christ. What's this? Seems to have been torn from a diary. She finally died last night. I don't know whether from starvation, dehydration, or blood loss. I threw her body in the woods. Her fingers, my anti-religious artifacts, my testaments to moral and intellectual freedom are locked in the safe upstairs. I'm content in the knowledge that I haven't done anything wrong. Yeah, you did. You did a lot wrong.
The father didn't know why he'd come back after all these years, starving and tired. He just wanted to see the cellar one last time. With one last flicker, the flashlight died, and he was left in the pitch dark. He sat out on the cold floor and closed his eyes. He could still hear her, even now. It was peaceful here in the cellar. It was free here in the cellar. Okay, so we were actually the father all along. who's returned to this survival bunker after an indeterminate number of years to see it again. Um, Let me see if I've got this a handle on what actually went down here. You know, he had during a weekend with his daughter because he's divorced. The apocalypse happened, and him and his daughter survived by taking refuge in an emergency bunker that he already had in place. Um, as time passes, though, he starts to question, the purpose of accepted societal convention, and that builds onto a growing sense of lust that he's got in him because presumably, since he's divorced, he wasn't having sex with his wife anymore, obviously, and they probably weren't having sex a lot leading up to their divorce. And now it's been over a year since he's seen any woman at all because, so the building lust in him, combined with his rapidly disintegrating moral fiber, culminated in him raping his own daughter. And then, things continue, food starts to run short, and he murders his own daughter and justifies it to himself by saying there wasn't enough food for both of us, she would have died anyway. It's the fact that this raises a lot of questions, because the fact that he's revisiting the bunker after some multiple of years has passed kind of asks the question, where's he been all of that time that he's been gone away from the bunker? I mean, it almost creates the question that it's possible that there was no apocalypse at all, and that he was just a deranged, sick fucking asshole who held his own daughter hostage in a bunker and then raped her and killed her. I mean, the only thing that doesn't make sense for that wouldn't line up with, there was no apocalypse, that it was just in his sick ass brain, is the mother herself. Because if there is no apocalypse and the mother is still alive, I would think she would, be curious about where the fuck her daughter is. But that never comes up. I guess that part is left up to, the player's interpretation. Games like that leave a lot of wondering about it after it's over, because there's no clear-cut, definitive answer about what really went on at the end. So was there really an apocalypse at all, or was he just a deranged piece of shit? I mean, it's very, he's obviously a little unhinged to start with, because he's very fascinated by the idea of people like abandoning how do I phrase it? People abandoning conventional ways of thinking and living and leaning toward, just existing like wild animalistic beasts. Which honestly probably would happen to a lot of people if the world just suddenly ended. Like, a lot of people would just resort to, just murdering or robbing or raping or whatever the fuck they wanted to do, because there's no laws to stop them anymore. It wouldn't be everyone, of course, but a lot of people probably would use that as an excuse to be, the psychos that they've always, wanted to be or imagined they could be, but didn't because they didn't want to go to prison. because there were laws to stop them. If the only thing stopping people from being psychotic pieces of shit is the fear of going to prison, and suddenly that is removed, there's nothing to stop them anymore, and then they're just going to go insane. Um, there also seems to be there's a correlation between the more he can the increasing amount of intolerance that he shows toward his daughter very clearly lines up with the instances in which he compares her to her mother and how she's like her mother. So as time goes on, the more he sees his ex-wife and his daughter, the more intolerant he becomes of the daughter. So, and he obviously didn't want to take medication because, as he said, I'm not depressed, I'm enlightened, which is exactly what a deranged brain deep in denial would say. So, I mean, he kept comparing and seeing his ex-wife and his daughter until eventually he snapped and had a meltdown, and raped and killed her. I mean, there's no clear-cut facts to support that, but it's, this is just... I mean, there are other things that suggest that there was no apocalypse. Like, the daughter doesn't really seem, alarmed or afraid, or, that the world just ended. Like, she drew him a picture for Father's Day. Like, everything's just normal. I don't know. But again, like, where did he come back? Like, why did he come back? All that. The only thing I don't understand is why he kept her fingers. All the rest of it makes sense, Either path you follow, whether there was an apocalypse and that everything else led up to, the shit that very clearly did happen, or there wasn't an apocalypse and he was just a sick asshole and then the same shit happened. But the only thing that doesn't make sense is why he kept her finger bones. He referred to them as his anti-religious, tokens, or whatever the word he said was. But that's the only part I don't get. Like, why would he do that? I don't know. It's very thought provoking. Very thought provoking game. I definitely dark and fucked up. I mean, but it does do a very good job of leaving you to wonder about it when it's over. Oh, if that was the goal, then it achieved that very well. But, alright. So, that was Fingerbones. Link for that is in the description, as always. Thank you for watching. Like that if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't. I'll see you in the next game.